So, my grandmother passed this morning, and I haven't really processed it yet. Just told me while I was at work, came and have the kids, and she took me to the side and told me, and so it definitely is sad, and I miss my grandmother, and I love her so much, and but it's crazy because all this week I've been having these dreams about what it would be like when she passed, and all these like pictures of the past, and just reminders of our family, and just all these memories and just things were coming in my dreams. Like that just was, and I just felt like even then that the Lord was preparing me for when she would pass. Didn't know when, but you know, I just I actually the first night I had the dream, I thought she was gonna pass the next day. Cause it just kind of caught me off guard, and she's in hospital, but it's crazy because then Sunday was a sermon, and he preached about what it was like to rest in the Lord, and he mentioned where do you run to when you're grieving or you're suffering, and just all those different things. And just earlier this week I had just prayed because my grandfather passed not too long ago, and then Auntie Pam passed before him, actually, and then my grandfather passed. I thought about how that affected my grandmother, even just and then some years ago my uncle passed, and just how all those things happened then close months together. And anyway, I was just thinking about my grandmother and just how good God has been in her life, and just praying that she would find rest in him, and it's just all the things I was praying about. And then the sermon on Sunday, when Mo was just talking about what do you rest in and where do you go to for there's no time to suffering and just grief. And he kept talking about grief. And there was another sister at church who her grandmother just passed, and was able to I just talked to her, and honestly I was like, I thought the sermon was for her. I was just like, grateful that the Lord provided the sermon for her. But it was just funny because right after I thought that, I was like, but I'm needed too. But I didn't really know. And today I was thanking God because it's my niece's birthday, for 10 years. And things that we don't necessarily may not think is so great, but I read about the Atlanta child murders and how some of those kids were her age, some of those boys. And so I was grateful that my nieces were fine, and my nephew, that they're doing okay. They're doing good in life. And so anyway, I'm just saying this to remind myself of the goodness of God. And even I was kind of smiling because I wasn't able to. I should have called my grandmother after I had the dream. That's what I should have done. I didn't. I have been praying for her though, but I didn't call her, and didn't. But even though that was a big issue with my uncle passed, I didn't talk to him before he passed. I can say that with my grandmother, I just feel more at peace, and I feel more closure. And I'm just I know she is in a better place. I know that she's free from pain. And so I feel good about that. And then it made me think about how you can have joy in sorrow. And I think I always really wonder how that could be the case. I know people say it. I'm sure it's very spiritual to really experience it. That's what I thought when people would say it, but I didn't know it for sure if I knew. Maybe I have experienced it before, but I just wanted to document for myself to remind myself that even though this is very sorrowful, I don't know how it's also not to me. There's a relief and a peace that I feel, and I prayed for that. And I did when I prayed for her, and I'm thankful because I remember it happening, and I've been trying to think about more to really guard my heart, like all the ways that God has been good to me, and not just to other people. And so I was thanking God for my niece today and my family. Because God really has been good to me. And I just want to remember it because there have been plenty of times where I don't remember it. And those are hard times. But I want to remember the goodness of God for me. And remember that I've tasted His goodness. Because I forget to taste sometimes. So I need the reminders.